Good morning, dear ones from the UK. Foggy, damp, miserable weather. So I've got my red dress on to cheer you all up. Actually, I haven't worn it for a while, and when I put it on I realised I think I've shrunk 2 inches. They say old ladies shrink. I wish I'd shrink the other way, inward. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about the most difficult thing I think I've ever done, which may inspire somebody else to say they can do it too. It is to do with letting go, that we're all going through at the moment. Some things are easier than others. This is letting go of my daughter, my one and only daughter, whom I love dearly, but I just realised we are totally incompatible. Our birth charts are like, astrology is handy in that respect. You can sort of work out where the energies are displaced or whatever. I obviously think it's a karmic relationship. It's been so very, very difficult right from the beginning when I gave birth to her, and I left my husband 30 years ago. I've mentioned that before, and I think it was at that time, for lots of reasons, I couldn't take her with me, and she chose to stay with her father. Now, whether that's the problem or not, I don't know. How I've spent 30 years trying to work out what the real problem is, because it's been an absolute drama between us. We both got our moons in Aries, that's a fiery moon, and it's difficult when it's your child, whether it's son or daughter, because you love them and you want the best. I don't think any parent doesn't want the best, but of course personalities come into it, and you have I'm not going to say what she does or mention her name obviously, but we take different paths in life, don't we? I think it was Kayla Gibran that says that children are not our children, they are just lent to us, really. And of course, now she's older, she's her own person. Not that she ever wasn't her own person, but I think the Buddha has a very good saying, and I did write this to her only recently, to her, I am not who you think I am, you are who I think I am. Which means she sees me as herself. And I think a lot of us do see other people as ourselves, a sort of transference, isn't it, or projection or something. And no matter what you say, you cannot put it right. And I think little by little I battled with this inwardly. It's caused me a lot of stress, because I want peace and harmony, like we all do, really. I don't want to fight and battle, but it seems to me that she wants to. So, well, I don't know what she wants actually, but I know she doesn't want peace, because we keep having these upsets, and we sort of pull away for a while, and then something happens, a birthday or a Christmas. And this year, my birthday, I sat all day on my own without even a card because of the situation, and she rang at 9 o'clock at night, and that was the last straw, really. And I thought, well, she really doesn't want me in her life or take an interest in me as a mother. And there are lots of problems with mothers and daughters and fathers and sons. It's a karmic thing, and I must have chosen to be with her. I know when she was newly born, well, within a few months, I was changing her or doing something. I looked into her eyes and I was spinning. I thought, gosh, we've met before. And it has been very difficult. It's nobody's fault, really. It's just we're very, very opposite. She's a Scorpio, I'm a Taurus, and we're both therapists, so I suppose that's it. In fact, we don't very well, we hardly ever meet, well, once every 10 years, and she came over about 3 or 4 years ago, but we don't do Skype because emails, words, you see, it's words. I mean, she's a therapist and so am I, and words can't explain the feeling or the tone or the look behind, and it's very, very, it feels to me very cold, very critical, very bitter. And of course, once you start typing to somebody, you may know yourself, stuff comes out that you don't mean it to, and once you press send, that's it. And I've tried everything, and she was married a few years ago, and I think I gave her away actually, and I sat at the table with her parents-in-law. My husband was, that's another story I won't go into, and her parents-in-law were talking about Christmases and how she'd always spent Christmases with them, and I sat on my own in my lonely little cottage. And I think it was at that point I thought, hang on a minute, you know. But I still went on with this. I still went on because I now got a granddaughter, and I still went on trying to sort of get things right, trying to understand. I just need to understand. I can cope with anything as long as I understand it, but she will not help me understand it. And I thought it's silly because I don't understand her. Can't work out what's going on, and so on it goes. And I leave it for a while, and then suddenly something's said, and up it goes again. And it's been 30 odd years, so I've worked very hard. I've sat in my little room here, done processing, written things, done this, done that, let go of this, let go of that. Exhausting. And so anybody who's been through it will know what I'm feeling, although I think you have to be a mother or a father to experience having a child, you know. And some years ago, actually, angels came to me and took the energy out of my womb. That was really quite revealing. I thought, well, if they're doing that for me, it can't be a good relationship. But I still hang on in there because maybe this is the thing. I've got to forgive myself or forgive her. On it goes. I don't know how long I got. Oh dear, only 6 minutes. Never mind, we'll make it a short one today. So anyway, I was sitting in my bedroom only a few days ago, actually. This is why I want to share this with you. And some time ago she went to China and she bought me a lovely jade bracelet. Jade, different colours, jade beads, and a beautiful silk scarf. And I was looking at it, well, it was just sitting on the dressing table, and it suddenly started to emanate such a love. It made me cry, actually. And I thought, well, that's love. That she does love me in her way. And love isn't words, is it? Love is beyond that. And so I had this tremendous feeling of love coming from this bracelet. And I think at that point, I thought, well, love will out. And I think I did write to her. I've written to her before and I said love will out. We're never going to agree. We're going to have to agree to disagree. And love is there. And I have to, this is what letting go, I think, finally meant for me. That love stepped in. I mean, before that, I've done all the things, letting go and letting God, and I did ask, I said, look, I came to the point, I've done everything I possibly can, and I think when you do what you possibly can, then you have kind of a privilege, all right, or whatever you call it, to ask the power to step in. Look, okay, I've done what I can, it's up to you. Hand it over. And I think God did, because the love that came through this bracelet was definitely not of my making. Well, not personally, if you know what I mean, not from the mind. And so I think God did step in, and in the end of the day, that's all there is. I think it was Master Peter that said the love of God, the only love is the love of God. The love of God is all there is. And I think when it comes down to really, 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 really difficult challenges, that we've done all we can, and then suddenly we realise we've got, against the bark of a tree, whatever you call it, we cannot go any further. We are at our wit's end. And it's best to hand it over, because that does take a lot of trust. But it did work. And I just hope, I've been thinking about her quite a lot recently, just hope that she's got the message too. Of course, Christmas is a week or two away. I did send her a Christmas present. Whether she'll get it in time or not, I don't know, because she is abroad. Whether she'll send me one, I don't know. I had one last year. I might not get any this year. I got to be prepared for that, you know. And it is really difficult to it's somehow, I mean, the love I have has to be somehow go through that barrier, like a beam of light, I suppose. It has to go through that barrier and still keep the connection, because that's all there is ultimately. The personalities are something else, and the karmic lessons I still haven't worked out. Maybe it would be too difficult for me to know what they were, what they are. I don't know. I'm asking for that, but I think it must be pretty dramatic. Probably, something quite nasty in the process. And we're still paying a price. I don't know, but it did seem to me that this was the final. Well, what did Yeshua say? It is finished. It is finished. I've stopped fighting. I've stopped battling. I've given up. And I've still got her beautiful bracelet, and I've got boxes and boxes of letters. She used to write the most beautiful letters to me when she was a university student. Lovely little letters, all sorts of stuff. And then they suddenly stopped. And I got my own theories on that, because she did change. She started suddenly to study mindfulness, and I don't like mindfulness. I think unless you got clear of all your emotional baggage, it's not going to work, because you're just bottling stuff up. That's my personal opinion, and she's very good at it. Apparently she teaches it and has clients, but it's not for me. And other stuff in the way, which good for a book. So there we are, dear ones. That's my success story for today. Well, it is a success story actually, because I do feel I've achieved something I never thought I could do, because I didn't think I had that much love in me. Well, of course, this is the love of the God that came through me, or to me, really. I mean, I didn't. This bracelet was on the dressing table, and it was like it was pulsating a beautiful love, and I thought that's her love that she felt when she bought it, and so that's kind of how it is, Anyway, gosh. Anyway, there we are. Oh God, I think, oh gosh, it's 11 minutes. Don't I rabbit on? Gosh, the day's before me. It's not a very nice day today, so what I'm going to do, I don't know. I got Netflix, fortunately. Netflix is my saviour. I've gone off, I don't know about anybody, but whether it's the situation we're in, but I've gone off reading. I used to read a lot. I don't read. I do the videos. I like doing those. And I used to write for, what's the word I want? Really loads and loads of writing. Got stories, I've got books. So I don't even feel like that. It's as though part of me just sort of died. And of course it could be the loss, the grief, the loss. I don't know. Or maybe it's just a change I'm going through, because we are going through some great changes, and maybe that part of me is like having a rest, and I just got to concentrate now on shrinking. You might not see me now. I should just be the top of my head. And so I got to persevere with something. I got my garden. No, I can't go in the garden. It's a horrible day, and I haven't got the energy at the moment anyway. Teeth is another problem. Anyway, I won't go on about that. Just to say that it's lovely talking to you. I hope I'll do another one before Christmas. So take care, dear ones, and do whatever's gone on for you, don't fight it. Do what you can, and you come to that point where you think, that's it, I can't do it anymore. Just hand it over. A bit like that weighing of the heart, isn't it, in Egypt? Just put it on the scales and give it to the almighty physician. All right, darlings, God bless for now. Take care. Love you lots. Bye-bye.